My sister texted, sold the family beach house for $5 million. Thanks for being out of the country. When the new owner went to renovate, he discovered my name on every document. The sheriff called my sister. Ma'am, you're under arrest for fraud. The real owner has just arrived. Hey, Reddit. Some text can change your entire day. Some can change your entire life. My sister's message did both. I had just landed abroad for a business conference when my phone buzzed. Ding. A message from my sister Anna. Sold the family beach house for $5 million. Thanks for being abroad. Made the paperwork easy. I froze right there in the airport terminal. The beach house wasn't just property. It was my grandfather's legacy. It was where I spent my summers growing up. It was the only thing in the family that I actually valued. And most importantly, it was legally mine. My grandfather left it to me in his will, something Anna had always resented. I stared at her text again. Sold it for $5 million without telling me. I typed back, what are you talking about? You can't sell it. It's not yours. She replied instantly, relax. No one cares who's on the papers. Money is money. My stomach twisted. She wasn't joking. I tried calling her, but she declined my call twice. Then she sent another message. Don't ruin this. Mom needs the money. You won't even notice $5 million anyway. That was the moment the truth hit me hard. They didn't think I would fight back. They thought I was too far away, too busy, too trusting. And they thought they were smarter than me. They weren't. I booked the next flight home. But while I was still in the air, the real chaos began. At 7 a.m., the new buyer, a man named Mr. Delgado, arrived at the beach house with his renovation crew. He wanted to start work immediately. They walked inside, examined the walls, checked the beams, and opened the old file cabinet that had been there for years. Inside, they found something my sister never anticipated. Every deed, every tax record, every ownership document was all in my name, not hers, not my mother's, but mine. Mr. Delgado immediately called the county records office, which confirmed it. I was the sole legal owner. My sister had forged signatures. He then called the sheriff. While I was still flying over the Atlantic, the sheriff contacted Anna. Deputy, ma'am, we received a report regarding a fraudulent property sale under your name. Anna laughed nervously. There's no fraud. My brother said I could. Deputy, ma'am, the buyer has provided documents. Your brother is the sole legal owner. You're not authorized to sell this property. Anna's voice cracked. He won't care. He's rich. He won't say anything. Wrong answer, deputy. Ma'am, forging property documents is a felony. You need to come to the station. Anna screamed. My mother grabbed the phone. Officer, she didn't mean it. My son can fix this. The sheriff replied calmly. Only the legal owner can drop charges, and he is currently overseas. Panic filled their house. My phone was still on airplane mode. They had no idea if I even knew yet. They had no idea I was already coming home. They had no idea what awaited them. When my plane landed, I turned my phone on. Messages flooded in. Anna, call me right now. You have to fix this. They're saying I committed fraud. Answer me, please. My mother texted, Son, please understand. She didn't mean it. She just wanted to help the family. You don't need that house. Don't ruin her life. My father, who never texts, wrote, Come home immediately. I didn't respond. I drove straight to the sheriff's office. When I walked inside, the deputy looked up. Mr. Hale? Yes. You're the legal owner. Yes. He nodded slowly. Good. We need your statement. I sat down, calm and composed. What did my sister tell you? I asked. He sighed. She claimed you gave her verbal permission. I laughed quietly. She can't even prove I was in the same country. He nodded again. That's why we didn't release her. Release her? I blinked. She's here. The deputy motioned to hallway. We brought her in this morning. My stomach tightened. Do you want to speak with her? He asked. I hesitated, then nodded yes. When I entered the holding room, Anna was sitting at a metal table, her hair messy, mascara smeared. hands shaking. When she saw me, she turned pale. "Why did you come back early?" she whispered. I sat across from her. "You sold my house," I said quietly. "I didn't mean to." "You forged my signature." "I was desperate." "You stole $5 million." She covered her face with her hands. "You're rich. Why do you even care?" I leaned closer. "Because it's mine. Because Grandpa trusted me with it. Because you didn't ask, you just took." She sobbed loudly. "I didn't think you'd come back. I didn't think you'd care. I thought you'd just let it go." And there it was, her entire reasoning. She didn't believe in consequences. She believed in entitlement. I stood up. "I'm pressing charges." She screamed, "No, please, please don't. Mom said you would fix this. Dad said you wouldn't let me go to jail." I stopped, looked at her, then said, "They don't get to choose anymore." "I do." She broke down. The deputy escorted me out. Before leaving, I met with Mr. Delgado, the buyer. He shook my hand firmly. "I'm sorry for the trouble your family caused. But after seeing who the true owner is," he smiled, "I'd rather buy it directly from you if you ever want to sell." I nodded. "I'll keep that in mind." Then he added, "And not for $5 million, but for $8 million. Anna had no idea how badly she had messed up. Later that evening, I sat alone at the beach house, listening to the waves and remembering Grandpa's voice. "One day, this will all be yours. Protect it." And I finally understood why he hadn't left it to my sister or my parents. He knew they saw money. I saw memories. The sheriff called me. "Mr. Hale, do you wish to proceed with full charges?" I looked out at the ocean. Then I said the words that closed the chapter. "Yes, let the law handle it." The next morning, Anna was transferred to county jail. My parents screamed at me, begged me, blamed me. But I didn't waver because this time I wasn't the one ruining the family. They were. The morning after I chose to let the law take over, my entire family erupted like a volcano. Not because my sister was innocent, not because they were shocked by her crime, but because for the first time in our lives, I said no, and that alone was enough to shatter their world. At 7:12 a.m., my father banged on my front door so violently that my neighbor thought someone was trying to break in. I opened it slowly. His face was red, his eyes wild. He looked like a man 3 seconds away from exploding. "You're ruining everything," he shouted. I didn't flinch. "What exactly did I ruin?" I asked calmly. "The fraud your daughter committed." He pointed a trembling finger at me. "You're her brother. You're supposed to protect family." I stepped aside. "Family protects each other," I said quietly. "She stole from me." He froze for just a moment before the screaming began again. My mother stepped forward next, mascara smeared, swollen, hands shaking. "You're sending your own sister to jail," she sobbed. "How could you? She's your blood." I looked her dead in the eyes. She didn't care about blood when she stole $5 million. My mother choked on her breath. "That money was for us," she whispered. "For this family." I blinked slowly. "For the family or for you?" She said nothing because she knew the truth. My father stepped toward me and said the sentence that sealed everything. "You owe us. Everything you have came from your family." I almost laughed. "Oh, really?" I repeated. "What exactly did you give me?" He opened his mouth, closed it, opened it again. No words came out because he knew. I didn't inherit a cent from them. I didn't get any help from them. I built my company on my own. Everything I had came from my hard work and my grandfather's trust. Not them, never them. I closed the door on their shouting. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't argue. I simply ended the conversation. That silence broke them more than any yelling ever could. 2 weeks later, it was time for the hearing, not the full trial, just the first appearance. Anna walked in wearing a wrinkled blazer. Her lawyer probably told her to wear. Her wrists still had red marks from the handcuffs. She wouldn't look at me. She just stared at the floor, shoulders shaking. Her lawyer whispered something to her, then approached me. "Mr. Hale, we'd like to negotiate before the judge arrives." I nodded for him to speak. He cleared his throat. If your sister apologizes and returns the money, would you consider dropping the charges? I raised an eyebrow. Return the money? I repeated. She doesn't have the money. The lawyer shifted uncomfortably. Well, no. The buyer wired the funds to an account your sister opened in her name, and it's gone. I froze. Gone. He nodded. She spent all of it. In 2 weeks. I exhaled slowly. It wasn't even about the money anymore. It was the sheer disrespect, the entitlement, the recklessness, the shamelessness. I looked at the lawyer. No negotiation, I said. Let the judge handle it. Anna finally looked up at me, tears in her eyes. Please, she whispered, don't do this. I'll go to jail. Please, I'm your sister. I stared at her. You should have thought of that before committing a felony. The judge entered the courtroom. Anna's lawyer tried one last desperate move. Your Honor, my client acted under emotional distress. Her family needed. The judge raised a hand. Stop. The room fell silent. The judge flipped through the documents, then looked straight at Anna. Miss Hale, you forged legal signatures. You attempted to sell a property you did not own. You lied to a buyer, and you committed grand larceny. Anna sobbed openly. I'm sorry. Sorry, the judge said, is not a defense. He turned toward me. Mr. Hale, do you wish to make a statement? I stood and said the only words I needed. I want justice, Your Honor. Nothing more. The judge nodded. Very well. He looked at Anna again. For these offenses, you will be remanded to county custody pending trial. Bail is denied. Anna screamed, No, no, please. My mother sobbed uncontrollably. My father yelled at the judge. Deputies restrained him, and Anna was handcuffed and escorted out, crying my name over and over. I sat down slowly, not triumphant, not angry, just tired. So tired, but also free. The next morning, I drove to the beach house alone. The ocean breeze hit my face. The waves crashed softly. The sun was rising. I walked along the deck, ran my fingers along the railing my grandfather built, stood in the doorway where he used to share his stories, and for the first time in years, I felt peace. This house wasn't just property. It was memory, legacy, and love, and now it was protected. I sat on the old bench facing the sea and whispered, Thank you, Grandpa. You knew exactly what you were doing. That afternoon, my father called me. His voice was quiet, completely deflated. Son, he said softly, we lost her. We lost the money. We lost everything. I closed my eyes. I'm sorry, I whispered. I truly am. Then he asked, What do we have left? I answered truthfully, truth. He didn't reply, and for the first time in my life, he hung up first. The chapter closed, not with revenge, not with rage, but with reality. Because sometimes losing everything is what reveals who a person truly is. My sister lost her freedom. My parents lost their lives. And I gained back my peace.